David lived in a small, quiet town surrounded by dry fields. He had run a well-digging business for years, helping people find water where the land seemed lifeless. He was good at it. He knew where to dig. He understood the land. But lately, work had been slow. The town's old wells were drying up, and people were running out of patience. One morning, a man named Thomas came to David's house. He was desperate. "My well has run dry," Thomas said. "My family needs water. Can you help?" David nodded. "I'll find water," he said. "I always do." David went to Thomas's land, studied the ground, and chose a spot. He began digging. Hours passed. The sun beat down. The shovel hit hard soil, then rock. "This is solid," David muttered. He tried again. The shovel bounced off. Thomas watched. "Should we stop?" "No," David said. "There's water beneath." He brought a drill. He drilled for hours. Sparks flew. Nothing. The rock wouldn't break. The land refused to give. "I don't understand," David said. "There should be water here," Thomas sighed. "Maybe God doesn't want us to have it," David frowned. "God put water in this earth. He is El Shaddai, all-sufficient. He does not lack." Thomas shook his head. "Then why is the well dry?" David had no answer. That night, David couldn't sleep. He thought of Genesis 17:1. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him and said, "I am God Almighty. Walk before me and be blameless." He repeated the words in his head. God Almighty, the all-sufficient one. If God is all-sufficient, why was the well empty? Why did the land refuse to give? The next morning, he went back. He picked up his tools, but something made him stop. Instead of drilling, he walked around. He placed his hand on the ground. He felt the rock. It was cool, too cool. He closed his eyes. Then he understood. This wasn't a rock blocking the water, it was the water itself. A deep, underground spring, trapped beneath solid stone. The town had been looking for open wells. They never considered what was underneath. "We've been digging wrong," David said. He turned to Thomas. "We need to stop searching for empty wells. We need to break the rock." They brought stronger tools. They worked for days. Finally, one morning, with one last strike, water burst forth. It was clear. It was fresh. It was more than they ever imagined. The town came to see the new well. They shook their heads in disbelief. Thomas smiled. "We thought God was withholding," he said, "but he was storing." David wiped his hands. El Shaddai doesn't run dry. People nodded. They had been searching for easy water, not realizing the best water was hidden. They wanted shallow wells when God had given deep springs. Sometimes, we think God is not providing because we do not see it. But the truth is, He has already provided. We just have to break through. God is not just enough. He is more than enough. He is El Shaddai, the all-sufficient one. Please remember to please like and share this video with a friend or a loved one to bless them or encourage them through any situation they may be going through. And let us know what videos you'd like to see next. Which Bible topic are you curious about?